Hello friends, welcome to our channel Sukoon FM English. Now we are listen today episode number 21. If you enjoy the story, please like, share and comment in comment section. If you visit first time on the channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon also. Now let's begin the story. Samar raised his eyebrows and said, "It's okay, thank God you remember now. Then let's get a divorce now." Wasn't the girl being too smart? She can't be that forgetful. If she was that forgetful, how would she handle such a big business? She would be pretending to forget. Regardless of whether Kiara had really forgotten or was pretending to forget, Summer still had to remind her. Finally, Kiara remembered and said, "Hmm, okay, wait a little while. I will bring the marriage certificate, residence proof, and ID proof." Saying this, she turned and stumped her feet towards the second floor. All these things were necessary for a divorce. After a minute, Kiara came back downstairs with a sad face and softly said, "I can't find out marriage certificate. Probably dropped in a hurry when we were attacked yesterday." Summer shook his head and said worriedly, "So what do we now? Without the marriage certificate, how will we get a divorce?" The marriage certificate was the most important thing for a divorce. It was the only proof that proved that they were married. And how could they get a divorce until they proved that they were married? When Kiara saw his worried face, she felt like laughed, but she stopped her laughter and said, "So let's not get divorced for now until we get the marriage certificate." Summer also said that. "Okay, what else can we do?" Hearing him, Kiara smiled and said, "You can, as I am going to the office, you should also go to the office in a while. But remember one thing, do not tell anyone about our relationship right now." Kiara's beautiful eyes showed a glimpse of innocence as she came out. Actually, the marriage certificate was in the room on the second floor, but Kiara had hidden it. She didn't not want to get a divorce now. Poor Summer. He kept fooling people all his life and today he was fooled by a girl. He said a little sadly, "Ah, without a marriage certificate, even a divorce cannot happen now. Yar, what should I do now?" Summer sighed. He was very sad. He will have to face this feelingless girl again. He said to himself, "Let's go now. What is the use of thinking about it? I should go to the office right now." He looked at the bright sunshine outside and decided to go to the office. To be honest, even if he get divorced, he could not live indoor easily. Now that the three kings of the world have come to India, and Kiara was his wife, if he left after the divorce, they would probably kill Kiara behind his back. Before killing the three kings, he had decided to live with Kiara temporarily so that he could save her easily. When Samar wore his old jacket and come out of the villa, he saw that all the guards at the gate were looking at him strangely and were constantly discussing. Nepania Palace was the most high-ended society in Indore. There were all villas built in European style. All the peoples living here were famous or rich peoples. All the billionaires of the Indore live in the society. All these famous peoples were branded clothes like Playboy, Versace, and Chanel. Their cost were more than Summer's 1 year salary. Those who didn't wear clothes bought from the sales like Summer. He was the first and only person to walk through there in such clothes. At a glance, everyone could tell that he was poor. So naturally, they didn't need to be nice to him. He was very lazy and didn't care what the guards thought. For him, money was just a count. If he wanted money, he could go on any kind of missions and earn crores of rupees in one go. He was really that lazy. Half an hour later, Samar reached Agarwal Industry in the hot sun. He could clearly see the luxurious building of Agarwal Industry, more than 20 floors high, even from a distance. Kiara used to sit on the best floor of this luxurious building, the third floor. And everyone knew she was the most powerful person in Kiara Agarwal Industry. She was at the top of the business world. Although Summer was not interested in Kiara, he had to admit that she was very good at business. The fact that the company was in a good such a shape because of her proved that she was very efficient in business. Everyone in the business world gave her the tag of business queen. When Summer reached the door of the sales department, he heard a husky voice. Mr. Summer, why are you late to the office today? He turned around and saw that the person speaking was a pretty girl. The girl was wearing a blue dress. Her face was attractive, her teeth was shining, and her eyes were deep like a lake. This pretty girl was none other Prachi. Summer said to Prachi in a slightly funny way. Hey Prachi, just pretend that you have not seen me. Prachi's face remained attractive and she angrily explained to Summer. Mr. Summer, it's only been 3 days since you joined the company and you have already started coming late. This is wrong. Yesterday he was playing games during office hours and today he come late, which made her very angry. She was an old employee of this company who used to do her work with full honesty. Last month she was given the best employee award of the sales department. She hated people who were lazy and come late to duty. If it was someone else who come late, she would have already reported him to her seniors. But this was Samar. Even though she was still angry, she decided to give him another chance. Seeing Prachi's angry pink face, Samar smiled a little. He thought she was very sweet and really honest towards her job. Seeing that his wife company has good employees like her, he considered his wife lucky. On seeing him smile like this, Prachi said angrily, you are still laughing. You have come late. Still you are laughing. Samar listened to her and said seriously, okay, Prachi, don't get angry. I will not laugh anymore. Prachi said smilingly, I will not tell anyone this time, but be careful from next time. Samar also nodded and said, thank you, Prachi. I will take care of this from now. Samar thanked her. He thought this cute girl was really cute. Prachi smiled charmingly and said, hurry up, go to your desk now and started your work. Otherwise, if someone sees you coming late, it will be very bad for you. Samar said, understood. Saying this, he turned and went to the sales department. Seeing how Samar was entering the sales department like a thief, Prachi smiled with his laughter. It seems as if hundreds of flowers had suddenly bloomed. Bring and beautiful, the whole corridor lit up with that smile. Then suddenly someone's voice come from behind. Prachi, come to my office. Prachi turned around and her facial expressions changed instantly. The person calling her to the office was Pranav. Pranav was the manager of the sales department and she was a regular employee of the sales department. She had no choice but to obey Pranav and go to his office. So she did not anything and quickly went to his office. As soon as he went inside the office, Pranav closed the door and window and looked at Prachi from head to toe. His eyes were full of fire. Such it seemed as if he would eat Prachi. Seeing the fire in Pranav's eyes, Prachi's charming face became alert. She looked down and didn't dare to look at him. This way he was looking at her was like a wolf looking at a little white rabbit. This scarred her. Pranav touched her hair and said with a smile, Prachi, I have a task for you. You have to complete it. Prachi tightened his soft hand and asked worriedly, Yes, sir, tell me, what is the work? She already felt that this was not going to be a good job. Ever since he rejected Pranav's proposal, he had started targeting her and always finding faults in her work. Sometimes he would say that her reports were not clear. Sometimes he would say that she was very lazy. Pranav's eyes were hot and he told her work loudly. Prachi, you go to recover the debt of 1 crore from Bakhtawar, the head of the Eagle gang. What? Prachi's red lips were slightly open. She said in shock, Recover the dues of 1 crore from the leader of Eagle gang? Her beautiful eyes were filled with disbelief. She felt as if she had heard wrongly. Did Pranav really want to recover a loan of 1 crore from the Eagle gang? This was madness. He could an innocent girl like Prachi deal with a monster like Bakhtawar. When Pranav saw that Prachi had not heard him properly, he repeated his words. Prachi, you have been working in the sales department for the last 1 month. After all, I am assuring that you will recover of the loan of 1 crore from Bakhtawar. On hearing Pranav's words, Prachi's beautiful face turned as white as paper. Her body started trembling with fear. The Eagle gang was very famous in Indore. They often used to create riots in the city and extort money from people in the name of protection money. The leader of this gang was had about jewelry worth 1 crore from the sales department about 6 months ago, but he had not paid for it till now. More than a dozen people from the sales department had gone to ask for money from him. Each time they had broken their limbs and returned without money. They had to spend month in the hospital. Since then, the people from the sales department never dared to approach him. Everyone had almost forgotten about the money. Pranav wanted Prachi to go collect the debt. It was clear that he was deliberately getting her into trouble. She was a simple, weak girl. How would those goons listen to her? And anyway, the more beautiful she was, the more likely she was to get into trouble. Because of her beauty, those monsters would eat her life. Prachi's face turned pale. She argued with Pranav about his, saying, Manager Pranav, Eagle Gang is the den of the very dangerous and ruthless goons. I am a girl. How can I deal with those dangerous goons? Pranav finally showed his true colors and laughed misbehaviously and said, Prachi, you have two options. First, bring 1 crore rupee from the Eagle Gang, and second, become my girlfriend. I will protect you from everyone. No one in the sales department will be able to say anything to you from now. He had made this plan after carefully thought, so that Prajis agreed to become his girlfriend. He saw that Prajis' face had turned pale and she had become sad. So he said excitedly, Prachi, what is there to think so much about in this thing? While saying this, he thought to himself, You are very happy after rejecting my proposal. Right. You are valued that Samar more than me. Right. You told him that you are your boyfriend. Now I also want to see how he saved you. Prachi got very angry and, after hearing his word that this man was so shameless and shouted at him, You are very shameless. Even if I die, I will not become your girlfriend. Pranav had a weak expression on his face. His eyes were full of threats. He said to Prachi once again, I gave you 1 hour to think. Think about it carefully. Either become my girlfriend or go to get money from the Eagle gang. If you don't do any of these, then get ready to find a job somewhere else. Prachi shouted loudly after hearing this. You can do anything, but I will never accept your proposal. Saying this, she walked out of the office towards the sales department and sat on her desk next to Samar. Seeing Prachi's pale face, Samar asked worriedly, Prachi, what happened to you? Prachi looked as if someone had asked for her kidney. He remembered very well that Prachi was just talking to him and laughing. What happened in a few minutes that her face turned to so pale and his eyes filled with anger. From what Summer had come to know about Prachi, she was a curious and extremely optimistic girl. After hearing Summer's comforting word, Prachi tried to say something. Summer, I vow. She could no longer hold back her tears and started crying loudly. Her beautiful face was covered with tears. Agarwal Industry was a very big company in Indore. The company grew and sold a lot of products. Even a normal employee would get a salary of few thousands every month along with a good commission. Then an excellent employee like Prachi would make a lot of sales, which would take which would take her monthly income to over a lakh. She needed this job very much because her father was ill, and every month lakhs of rupees were spent on his treatment, and she managed at all the medical expenses and household expenses from her salary and commission. She could not lose her job, otherwise she would not have money left for further treatment. Prachi was extremely sad and helpless. Her head was now on Samar's shoulder. Her attractive face was covered with tears. Samar extended his finger to wipe the tears from her eyes and consoled her softly. Prachi, what happened? You tell me. I will definitely help you if I can. Prachi stopped crying after listening to Samar and was about to talk about Pranav's threat when she remembered that she was been here only for 3 days. Even if she tells him, he will not be able to do anything. Thinking this, she started crying again. Looking at her, Samar said firmly, Prachi, if you still considering me your friend, then tell me. Otherwise, I will think that you do not consider me your friend. Seeing how sad Prachi was, and how helpless and powerless she was feeling, he wanted to help her from the bottom of his heart. Prachi also saw the truth in Samar eyes. But she thinking, how can I express her words? What will do Prachi in the next? Stay tuned, listen, Sukoon FM English. If you enjoy the story, please like, comment, and share the story.